The boy in the back seat. The engine roared louder than his heartbeat. J.D. was just a boy, barely 10, sitting in the backseat of a car that had suddenly become a rocket, not a ride. His mother, eyes wild and hands trembling, slammed the gas pedal like she was trying to outrun her own demons. Her voice was a blur of screams. Her words didn't make sense. Nothing made sense. He gripped the door, watching trees blur into streaks outside the window. He wasn't thinking about cartoons. Or homework. Or school. He was wondering if he'd die tonight. Because his own mother, the woman who used to tuck him in and sing lullabies, was high again. Not the sleepy kind. The dangerous kind. She had needles in her purse and rage in her eyes. He didn't know what she had taken. He only knew she wasn't really there anymore. As the car swerved around corners,
And subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.
As the car swerved around corners, tires screeching against the cold Ohio road, J.D. wanted to scream. But he couldn't. His fear had wrapped itself around his throat. Then came the moment. The moment she looked back at him just for a second, and in that second, he saw it. She wasn't angry. She was broken. Her face collapsed into something between regret and surrender. As if even she didn't know if she wanted to survive the night. But he did. He wanted to live. So he did the only thing he could do. He jumped out. Not in some Hollywood action scene kind of way. Just a scared kid flinging open the door and rolling onto the gravel while the car kept going faster, farther, like a bullet with no direction. When the police found him, his arms were scraped and bleeding. But he was breathing. That was the beginning of everything. You see, J.D. Vance wasn't born into politics. He was born into chaos. Addiction. Poverty. A war zone of emotions fought inside a small town that America often forgets exists. His mother battled drug addiction for most of her life. There were overdoses. Rehab. Relapses. And a young boy forced to grow up in the middle of it all. But life wasn't done writing his story. Because in that darkness, there was one light, Mama. His grandmother. Tough as nails. A woman who cussed like a sailor, smoked like a chimney, and loved him like her own soul depended on it. She didn't raise him with bedtime stories. She raised him with reality checks. And somehow, through her, he found a reason to believe he could be more than just a broken boy from a broken home. Years later, he would walk across the stage at Yale Law School. And even later, raise his hand to take an oath as a U.S. Senator. But no title, no degree, no suit or tie ever erased that night. The night he jumped out of a moving car. The night he survived his mother's overdose. The night he realized if he didn't save himself, no one else would. And maybe that's why today, the boy in the backseat is now seen as a future leader of America. Because he's not just running for power. He's running from everything he had to survive.
Whose inspiring story of politician would you like to hear next? Tell us in the comments below.